Welcome back, my spooky friends. Today we set sail on a voyage into the history and the hauntings of one of the world's most infamous ocean liners, the RMS Queen Mary. Welcome back, my spooky friends. I'm sorry it took me long to get this out to you guys, but I'm still trying to figure out my microphone, so I have the mini one now. And then I wasn't expecting my daughter to be home with me over the weekend, so I enjoyed quality time with her. But here I am, and we are going to be talking about the Queen Mary. I just love that place, and the history, the architecture, everything about it just fascinates me. I actually swing dance, so it's just one of the last events I went to. Actually, it was before the lockdown, like maybe 2 weeks before. I went to a swing dance event on the Queen Mary, and we did a little ghost hunting that day, and it was just like so much fun. And then after, Queen Mary was closed for renovations and all that stuff, and since it opened, I haven't been able to go back because of everything I've had going on. So it's one of my must-dos once I get my car back, and I actually want to spend the night in the most haunted room on the Queen Mary. So hopefully soon we'll get to some of the equipment I would need for doing some ghost hunting. So I'm hoping to eventually get myself there and spend the night. So now let's get into it. So the Queen Mary is a retired British ocean liner that mainly operated in the North Atlantic Ocean from 1936 to 1967. Her maiden voyage was on May 27th, 1936 from Southampton, England to New York City, and it was considered one of the most luxurious and grand ocean liners ever built. She was designed to provide luxurious travel. She was designed to provide a luxurious travel experience to her passengers. It was complete with lavish amenities and elegant accommodations. She won the Blue Ribbon, an award for the fastest transatlantic crossing multiple times. But beneath her glitzy exterior lies a dark, mysterious past. With over 50 reported deaths on board, the Queen Mary is considered as one of the most haunted places in the world. So now let's get into her history. During her career, the Queen Mary served as both luxury liner and a World War II troop ship. During World War II, she was painted gray and used as a troop ship, earning her the nickname the Grey Ghost. The transition from civilian service to a wartime role brought a series of tragic events. When the war was over, she went back to being a passenger liner until she retired in 1967. In 1942, the Queen Mary accidentally collided with her escort ship HMS Curaçao, resulting in the deaths of over 300 men. To this day, the cries of those lost sailors are said to echo throughout the ship's hull. As we venture deeper into the ship, we uncover the stories of the restless spirits that call the Queen Mary home. In the first-class swimming pool, now drained and abandoned, the ghostly figure of a young woman in a 1930s bathing suit is often spotted gliding across the empty pool. Down in the bowels of the ship, the boiler room, crew members have reported disembodied voices and shadow figures. One spirit of a worker who tragically died in an engine room accident. Over the years, the Queen Mary has become a magnet for paranormal investigators from around the globe. Equipped with the latest ghost hunting gear, they've captured chilling EVPs, ghostly apparitions, and other unexplained phenomena. So we are going to discuss the ghostly encounters of the Queen Mary. There's the ghostly little girl, named Jackie. So Jackie is believed to be the ghost of a little girl who drowned in the ship's pool. Visitors and staff have reported hearing giggling, splashing, and seeing wet footprints by the pool. And then there's the spirit of Sarah, which she's another spirit. I believe I had already mentioned her. She's believed to haunt the pool area. Guests have reported hearing her singing and feeling her presence. So Jackie is the main one that people seem to experience having encounters with. And then there's the Great Ghost, Phantom Crew. And this is the spirits of crew members who perished during the ship's wartime collision and are said to haunt the Queen Mary. Apparitions of sailors and phantom footsteps have been reported. Now, this is a room I was talking about where me and my daughter want to spend the night. Actually, we were talking about it yesterday because I was telling her I need to find a team of people to go ghost hunting with because I want to spend the night again in the Queen Mary. And she's like, Mom, remember we talked about spending the night there? So yeah, I have my partner for going. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait. So, room 340. This room is notorious for paranormal activity. Guests have reported cold spots, disembodied voices, moving objects, including bed sheets being pulled off, taps turning on and off on their own, doors opening, closing. It is one of the most popular spots for ghost tours. And you can actually spend the night in the room, like I already said. Now, there's Winston Churchill's stateroom. In this room, it has been reported that there's a very strong cigar smell in the room. And this is a room that Winston Churchill crossed the Atlantic aboard the Queen Mary several times during World War II for high-level meetings. And actually, this is the room where a lot of the planning for the D-Day invasion happened. Then there is the Phantom Bride. So there's stories of a bride who died on the ship and now she roams the corridors looking for her lost love. She is often seen wearing a white gown. And according to the legend, a young woman fell in love with a sailor who was a crew member of the Queen Mary. And they had planned to elope, but tragically he died in a shipwreck before they could be together. So heartbroken, she jumped overboard in an attempt to join him in death. It's said that her ghost still roams the ships searching for him. And then there's the haunted staircase, The grand staircase is known for cold spots, mysterious footsteps, and shadowy figures. And now there's the haunted engine room. The engine room is another area with reports of ghostly activity. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing footsteps, and feeling a cold presence. And there's the kitchen phantom. The ship's kitchen is also said to be haunted, with reports of ghostly chefs and the smell of cooking when the kitchen is empty. The boiler room ghost. So the boiler room is a hotspot for paranormal activity, with reports of shadowy figures and strange noises. And there's disembodied voices throughout the ship. Guests have reported hearing disembodied voices, whispers, and conversations when no one's around. And there's the haunted Queen Mary Ballroom. If you're in California and you have not been to the Queen Mary, you must go. This place is amazing. It's just so beautiful. In the Queen Mary Ballroom, it's haunted by spirits of past passengers, and it's reported that people hear music playing, see dancing figures, and you feel a strong presence. Now I'll be sharing my story of when I spent the night at the Queen Mary back in January 2019. We went for my daughter's 16th birthday. I took my mom and two of her best friends, two of my daughter's best friends, and they have, I'm not sure what they call it now, but back then they had this dinner. It's called Dining with the Spirits. So you have this amazing meal. The food is just really delicious. They have like the best creme brulee I've ever had. So we went for her 16th birthday. We spent the night. After dinner, ghost hunting began. When we spent the night on the Queen Mary, we stayed on B deck. We had room 480. So I believe B deck is pretty haunted. I mean, the whole ship's haunted, but there's a lot of activity on B deck. So our room was between the isolation ward and room 340, which is the most haunted room on the Queen Mary. So we were walking down the hall. We were headed down to the isolation ward. And all of a sudden, my mom, I was walking next to her, my daughter and her friends were walking in front of us. My mom became very fidgety. It was just like she was not being herself. She started pulling on her clothes, on her top. It was like she was I guess in a way probably felt smothered. And she kept on saying it was hot. And believe me, that ship was not hot. It was January. It was chilly. It was not hot at all. So she's just trying to loosen her shirt. And then she bends down and she just starts untying her shoes and just her boots. She's trying to take them off. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? So she wasn't feeling well. And so when we went down to the isolation ward, she was standing next to me, and I think there was a post behind her. She just went back. She said that she felt like someone pushed her. She wasn't feeling good. And so I spoke to our tour guide, and he asked me if I wanted to drop her off to our room on the way back, since our room was, like I said, it was just like a few doors down from the isolation ward area. And so we dropped her off. She basically said that as soon as she went in the room, she just started feeling better. So it was just like all that energy from walking from room 340 down to the isolation ward. That area was just like full of activity. And so that's our experience on the Queen Mary. I was actually hoping to get some activity in the room while we slept, but unfortunately that did not happen. And the following day, which was a Sunday, we went to the Sunday brunch, which I totally recommend. And so after brunch, we were walking around the ship, and we were sitting, I think this was like, there were some little tables like near the chapel, and we were taking group pictures and all that, like I'll be showing them. And we took several, and I swear there's this weird thing like on my mom's lips, and she didn't have anything on her lips. And it was just like, it was the only picture that we took, in that set of pictures that we took that had that. And it's and that's it. That was our experience on the Queen Mary. If you get a chance to go, I totally recommend it. Definitely spend the night if you can. Do the tours, and if you can, do Sunday brunch. Totally recommend it. Yeah, just walking around the ship, you could totally feel like in certain areas, you could just feel the presence is really, really strong. I look forward to going back soon, and this time go prepared with equipment to do some ghost hunting. The Queen Mary is definitely haunted, and it remains one of the most haunted locations in the world. It, of course, attracts ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts such as myself. And if you visit, be prepared for an eerie and thrilling experience. And as I conclude our journey into the haunted history of the Queen Mary, I leave you with one question. Would you dare to spend the night on the Queen Mary? Let me know in the comments. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more spine-tingling tales. Until next time, stay spooky.